Now, mind you, this is the same man that beat up a woman with barbells and then leaked another black woman's nudes online because she decided to go back to her black man and children. Okay, never forget. And the same Jason Black that hired a white attorney to fight those dissemination of information charges. So she took him to court. She took him to court for leaking her nudes. And lo and behold, Mr. Pro Black, Mr. B1 hired a white attorney to fight his case. Okay? I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. Why he lost. Russell Wilson explains why he chose Future's baby. You can't be serious, man. You really can't be serious. Like, this is a real thing. Like, this man's obsessed.
Well, it's fine.
This man's obsessed with them. They're at the World Cup chilling. Simping is a disease. Here's proof. Russell's divorce. It's coming in 3, 2, 1. They made it 10 years, man. There's nothing to talk about. They got kids together. They made it 10 years. Like, what's there to talk about? Like, why does he want them to fail so bad? I'm not understanding. Why does he want them to fail so bad, y'all? Please help me understand. As much as I be want to go up there and challenge his points, like, I want to go up there bad and be like, yo, do you know how crazy you sound right now? Like, sir, it's been 10 years. It's been 10 years. You know what? Let's take a listen real quick. I got time. Let's listen to how a maniac sounds. And I believe that he secretly desires a woman like Ciara. I firmly believe that. I think he is jealous of Russell Wilson, and he secretly wants a woman like Ciara. This man ain't pronounced her name right in forever. It's Ciara, not Ciara. He low-key envies Russell and high-key wants to be with a woman like Ciara.
Finally happened. Russell Wilson gives you the full what, when, where, why, and how with Ciara. And there's a lot to unpack here, so we're going to go ahead and just jump right into it.
Crazy is that, I was married before, and I'm single.
Yeah.
I had a whole plan.
Oh, God. What was your plan?
Man, my plan was good. It was a great plan. I'm 23, 24. I'm 24 years old, whatever it is. I'm just on Super Bowl. I'm going to be single for about 10 years.
Oh, man.
I got a whole, I'm going to meet some friends along the way. And then you're going to marry your best friend, that whole thing.
Okay.
Pretty much a version of love at first sight. How?
It really was.
Out to life and gave up on yourself. So he said he had a great plan. He got out of his marriage and that he was going to just sit back and take time to him.
You know, this man's going to into the NFL Hall of Fame, maybe second ballot. I don't think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. You can make the argument for it, but I definitely believe he will at some point be in the NFL Hall of Fame. I just don't think he's first ballot. But I'm trying to understand why this man is fixated, and I mean hyper fixated, on this black couple, this black blended family that doesn't do anything to get into the headlines. They don't cause no trouble. You don't hear about domestic violence calls between them. The cops don't show up at their house. Their kids don't act a fool. You see, Future don't talk bad about Russell, at least openly. Like, what is the problem? I'm not understanding.
Take time to himself. Take time for himself. All those things females say.
Whole black marriage. You would hope that this would be the goal, right? Blended families can come together and make it work, and they got kids together. I'm not understanding. Lil Future about to go. This man has provided Lil Future a pathway to the NFL or the MLB, whichever he chooses. I'm not understanding what Jason's black core issue is with this couple. I really don't understand. Y'all, they've been married for 10 years now. 10 years. This man made a 3-hour show about just these two's marriage.
Hey, baby, it's all about me now. Okay, well, what really hurts him is when a man has status and resources and he stops making a female the zenith of his goals. He said, hey, I'm going to just take time to me and I'm 23 years old. I'm at the height of my abilities. He was thinking exactly what the hell you're supposed to think for a man in his position. There is no biological clock. There is no worry. There is no rush.
Oh my God. You know what? Okay, man. You got it, bro. You got it.
There is no reason for you to sit up here and talk stupid. None. So he actually had his head screwed on halfway straight, and he was actually focused on what he's supposed to be focused on. Hey, I'm just going to take time for me. But you got to understand, simps are insecure. And by definition, they can't be left alone because they're emotionally needy.
So he's a simp because he married a woman he desired. I guess that makes him a simp. Okay. This is super loser shit, bro. This makes no sense.
So that was a idle threat, and everyone around him saw it. But then he has somebody who's talking to him, and what it tells y'all is folks know he's a lame. They know that he's a lame. They've always told him that he's a lame. And even when he was talking about it, even when he's around fellas who ain't lames, and when they say, well, what are you going to do?
Okay, I would think Russell's more of a square than a lame. A square is like, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't party. I'm not into the whole big peacocking thing. I would equate Russell as more of a square, and there's nothing wrong with that either. But calling this man's a future NFL Hall of Famer and one of the roughest sports. I mean, the men. Oh my God, I can't. I really want to understand why this man is the way he is. I don't understand it.
Who do you see yourself being with? And he says, like, Ciara. And somebody next to him is like, he doesn't want to say the whole truth right here. Because remember, Russell Wilson is a snake and a liar. And I'm not overstating it. I'm not being hyperbolic. Russell Wilson is a two-faced snake and a liar. And so it shows you his character, or should I say lack thereof. So when he was asked this question, when saying it, he doesn't tell the whole truth about himself. Because I know they didn't just say, she's not going to like you. They told him, well, why you two are different. Hey, dude, she's with a guy named Future. Hey, dude, she's in these streets. Hey, dude, you're a super little wannabe Christian lying hypocrite. She's not like you. She wants street dudes. And she ain't met me yet. So that doesn't make any sense in the context in which he just explained it. It only makes sense if he's leaving out huge pieces of it, which, of course, he's doing.
I had actually told somebody I knew before. I was like, somebody asked me, who do you see yourself with? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, Ciara. They were like, she ain't gonna like you. I said, why? He said, I don't know if she's gonna like you. I said, she ain't met me yet.
Okay, so Kiki is basically having a bipolar episode.
So that's not the attitude you're supposed to have? Aren't you supposed to think that you're different, that you would stand out? Like you're not like the rest? Like, if this is the worst that Ciara could do in her life, like, I really, really don't understand.
But in any case, what he just said there doesn't make any sense, not for him. And she's not gonna like you. Well, and he said, why not? I don't know, she's just not gonna like you. That doesn't make any sense the way he said it. It's like, no, because you're a lame. She likes exciting street dudes, and you are none of those things. Next, he's gonna get into the things that he was looking for.
Okay. I'm still waiting for Jason to clearly explain his undying disdain for this black-lended couple that have been married. Come on, Sly. Been married for 10 years. Let me see. I'm still waiting for Jason to clearly explain his undying disdain for this black blended couple that have been married for 10 years. How is their marriage directly impacting him and his followers. I just it makes no sense. It makes no sense. None. It makes no sense, y'all.
And here's the issue, folks. He's going to be describing the total opposite of himself. This is how you know there's a big problem. When he starts describing his non-negotiables, the character traits that he describes that he's looking for in a woman
is not Ciara.
Those are character traits that a woman looks for in a man. What?
Okay.
Well, don't worry. We're going to get right into it.
That was the first
She
thing.
don't like me. She don't know me.
That was the first thing. Then
crazy.
fast forward.
She doesn't know you, but your friends do know you, and that's why they're saying, yeah, she's not going to like you. They know you.
Or, you know, I'm kind of seeing some people. I'm just chilling, whatever, in the 10-year window. And so then fast forward, what happens is I go to church one day on Sunday. Sunday I go to dinner with my pastor. We're sitting there talking. I said, man, I need to write my 5 non-negotiables. He said, 5 non-negotiables. He said, you said negotiables in your sermon. I said, you weren't talking about this, but I believe in marriage. Like I said earlier, marriage is a business deal. It's life. It's partnership. It's this, that, and the other. I said, I need to write my 5 non-negotiables. What I want a woman. Number one is I want a woman of faith, right? Who believe in God, this and that. I want a woman who's faithful, not just to me, but to everything she does. When her yes is yes, her no is no. I want a woman who's independent. Didn't have to be Ciara, but somebody had her own identity and it wasn't just Russell's wife. I wanted somebody that was also somebody who was similar to my mom. Yeah, you know, my mom was helping my dad when he was on his deathbed. My dad used to always say, you know, you're always going to be good because you're mama. And then I wanted somebody that would tilt the room. When they walk in the room, the whole room changes.
Okay, and that's true about her.
Yeah, so like.
Now, how does he not describe? That is exactly everything Ciara is. I'm not understanding. So let's listen to how he spins it.
So those 5 things. So those 5 things I wrote down, prayed over that night. He said, why 5? I said 5 is the number of grace. I said marriage and life is about grace.
Yeah,
So we wrote 5 of them down. And 3 days later, I meet Steve for the first time. And so we meet each other. Fast forward, you know, like the moment I met her, what was interesting, it was featured about 9 months or so. And it was just a bond right from the beginning. And I told her, I said, no matter if you and I ever end up together, I'm gonna make sure I look out for a little man and help whatever way you need. But
don't say that, because I'll make you a simp, because you want to make sure another man's seed is okay. Don't do that, because you know what they say. You know how these motherfuckers be like, well, in the jungles, in the wilds, they would kill the cubs. So are we animals now? Because I'm sure a lot of y'all, some of y'all had stepdads. So should the stepdad have murked you out because you weren't of his bloodline? But okay.
I knew.
Okay.
Okay, so Russell Wilson is finally admitting to the world what all the hoes, sluts, and liars and all the lame geeked-ass simps didn't want him to admit. He's admitting to the world that he walked in the front door saying, I'll be stepdaddy. We're still dealing with an infant, still dealing with a baby, and he's walking in the front door, and his offer is whether you and I are...
Bruh, that's exactly what they did to Todd and Candy. Remember when Todd and Candy got the divorce, and everybody kept running back what Mama Candy said, or Mama, and they were like, and people were like, well, that was 10 years later. They've been married for 10 years. So are you right? I knew Mama Candy knew Todd wasn't the right one for her. Man, that's 2 kids and 10 years later. Are you really that right? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Like, I've never seen a man wanting someone's marriage to fail so bad. It's frightening how badly he wants this thing to fail.
You're together or not. I still want to be stepdaddy. Well, because if she doesn't want you, well, don't you need a sponsor? Hey, even if I'm a total lame and you're completely unattracted to me.
That's what I say. If it beats the national average and you got some kids out the deal, it's a success. I agree. Even if these 2 divorce tomorrow, this is still a wildly successful marriage. Wildly successful.
Well, can't I just trick it all off? So yeah, I know all the hating simps out there, boy. Y'all on suicide watch right now. You and all the gutless hoes. You hate that he came out and just said it. It's like, because no man wants to be this. Did I call it or did I call it?
Deal with it, nigga.
What did he call?
Folks, it wasn't super deep. It wasn't.
Okay, so he came in the door and said, hey, I want to make sure you and your son are okay. Okay. I guess. You're right, Jason. 10 years later, and a whole bunch of kids between them later. I guess you're right. I don't know. Is it really? And there's
elevated. It wasn't well thought through. It's not a 4D chess move. This is the same garbage that you see from every overpaid simp, lame idiot out there. Nothing special. He was a fan, but he's also weak and a lame.
Wow.
So she ain't met me, and he walked in the door leading with his wallet. Hey, Ciara, heard you was struggling. Hey, Ciara, I will follow your lead. Whatever you want, I'll take care of it. Even if you don't want me, I will snivel and grovel. Let me just take care of your kids. Pathetic. But also, gutless lying ass simp, because he is. Let's go ahead and see if we can jump back in here and go over his so-called non-negotiables, which, by the way, were completely compromised. He claimed they're not negotiables, and yet, from the very beginning, he negotiated and compromised on.
I can't. What? Okay, I'll do this. I'll make a solemn promise. The next time he brings them up on on the broadcast, I promise I will hit the link and just try to argue like how crazy he sounds. So y'all have my solemn oath promise. I pledge fealty. The next time, it won't take long. The next time he brings up this couple, I will hop on this Zoom link just to say, man, you sound crazy. What is it? What have they done to you? This is their marriage. Okay, that's my solemn oath. I called in like years ago, and it went left. That's the problem with when you call in into people's shows and they run echo chambers. Like nothing, you're gonna get over talked. Everything you say is wrong, and then the chat's gonna jump you. Oh, I remember what we're talking about Warhammer. That's what happened. He was talking about Warhammer, and he was saying that Warhammer was a game for white racists, and I'm like, no, they have pretty significant black characters in it too. And man, the chat just jumped the fuck out of me, and I'm just like, oh my, I can't. Yeah, he was trying to give a brief overview of Warhammer, y'all. He said Warhammer was. Can I find that? Does he still have that stream up? Talk about Warhammer, y'all. Okay.